on the wet weather tire, the rain tire from Michelin, and they're also going to do 2 formation laps, but the clock will start at the end of the first formation lap. They just completed that, so the clock is running. We'll go green. It will be a side-by-side start, though, next time by.
But important to give the drivers a chance to get out on track, look at the conditions, get a sense for where there could be grip and where the grip could be lacking to make sure we have a clean start to this race. Prudent by race control to add that second formation lap. But as you mentioned, the clock is ticking, and these already short sprint-style races just got a little bit shorter.
Absolutely, and right now the driver's just trying to figure out where those puddles are on the racetrack, trying to get a read on it, right? Because when they go green, the track was a little damp for qualifying, but this is beyond a little damp, so nobody really understands what the racetrack is like. Right now, you need to take all of this information in. Where are their puddles? Where is the asphalt perhaps a little bit more dull looking, which would indicate it's a little bit drier. It's not really dry anywhere, but I said to a couple of drivers earlier, I loved racing in the rain. I truly enjoyed it, but this isn't racing in the rain. This racetrack will be different every single lap. If we don't get more moisture on it, it's going to change from the drop of the green all the way to the checkered flag every lap.
Constant state of evolution over the course of these 45 minutes. And for the drivers that have already been on track today, remember there has been testing going on for the WeatherTech Championship as well as Michelin Pilot Challenge, and a handful of drivers are due just a moment ago.
But this is different today. You see 2 other cars in this fight for the lead. We did not see that yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see if the Supras have that same kind of pace. Justin Di Benedetto is in there as well in the number 4 Porsche. So he's a part of this fight, as is Patrick Wilmot. And as we said yesterday, Patrick Wilmot didn't even know he had this ride until I think Tuesday or Wednesday when they were able to come up with the funding to get it done. And it's just, I stopped by and visited with him today, and he always has a smile on his face. One of those racers that obviously has talent and can run up front in series like this, but you know, you've got to find the funding to get it done, and
that's the leader.
Yeah,
that's Catalano off track. That lets Palmer through, so a change for the lead.
How did that happen? And I've got a pretty good idea how it happened. I think it was probably on the way into the corner under braking. We said every lap it's going to be different, and a problem right now for Mirko Schultes in the 70. He's made hard contact. This is going to bring out a full course caution, I would imagine.
Certainly so. Heavy damage, that car into the tire barrier. Still green for the moment, but crucially that happens after the change of position. But Palmer locks up, and Catalano back through to the lead.
Now the problem is it's not as simple as just finding reverse in one of these prototypes. It takes a moment or two to get that done. Palmer now back underway. Full course caution now is out, but again under braking, and you think in that situation maybe just turning to the right and not trying to make the corner would have been the better bet, because there's that huge runoff area where he could have made the U-turn and continued. But now Valentino Catalano goes, well, I made a mistake, someone else did. And for Marcus Palmer, he's fortunate, right? Now the full course caution is out. He's back position-wise, but on a restart, he's going to be closer to Catalano than he would have been had we stayed green.
That's a great point. It bunches the field back up, and it keeps it within hailing distance once we do get this incident cleaned up. But how impressive has Catalano been? That one little off notwithstanding, he has been at the top of the time charts all week long. His first ever trip to Daytona, only his second trip to race here stateside after debuts to come to a place like Daytona, which almost defies description. How do you describe this place as someone who's not been here before, and to come out as it appears he's about to with a couple of wins to take back to Germany? That is a remarkable trip for the 19-year-old.
This is where the drivers have to be careful. You see the stalled car of the 76. You saw the yellow flag back in the apex. They cannot pass until they get past that stalled car, but you saw those cars jockeying for positions there. Prototype, I'm sure they're going to kind of look at that and let that go, but as a driver, you've got to pay attention. We said it's not over until it's over. You can't get caught out by making a mistake. I'll tell you what, Valentino Catalano is showing me a lot right now. He had that GSX car in front that if this had been the first or second lap of the race, he would have gone inside that car into the braking zone of the Le Mans chicane. He did not. The 19-year-old is growing up. He is mature. He is making good decisions. And in front of him waits the checkered flag. 2 races at the World Center of Racing for Valentino Catalano, and in each one of those, he'll take home the checkered flag. GEBHARDT, Valentino Catalano, they will celebrate again in VP Racing Sports Car Challenge at Daytona.
Marcus Palmer closed in to within 2 seconds, but it wasn't enough. Meanwhile, Adam Adelson, who's not scheduled to do any more of these VP races after this weekend. That might change as he sweeps the weekend at Daytona International Speedway. Adam Adelson, Wright Motorsports, victorious 2 days in a row.
The weight of that 10-second post-race penalty is weighing on KIKO Porto right now, I would say, aboard the number 8 from RAFA Racing, that Toyota Supra. He needs 10 seconds over Jackson Lee. Where does it stand right now? He's got it. He's got it, and he too will make it 2 for 2 at Daytona. RAFA Racing coming into this weekend. I shouldn't say he's got it. He's got a quarter of a lap yet to go, but RAFA Racing comes into VP Racing Sports Car Challenge, and they have made their presence known. And for this young man with a Formula Car background and then Lamborghini Super Trofeo last year, steps in to VP Racing Sports Car Challenge, steps aboard this GSX Toyota Supra. It shows that he can get it done in just about anything that he pedals. The number 8, the Toyota Supra. Toyota, KIKO Porto, RAFA Racing, they win at Daytona.
Picture perfect start to the season for KIKO Porto. And how about RAFA Racing? If Ian Porter can hang...
Speedway.
Wow, fantastic performance. And then you think about what's coming up still on the schedule this year for VP Racing Sports Car Challenge. Circuit of the Americas, home of the U.S. Grand Prix, Mid-Ohio, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, VIR, and Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. Just a fantastic schedule and a great way to get it started here in Florida.